Hello everybody, Foxy Games here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV main story playthrough. When we last left off, we had a false priest to uncover. And we're gonna have to do that by wearing some clothes that aren't armor, basically. We have to put on the Weathered Shepherd's tunic and the Weathered Shepherd's slops. Now, how we're going to fool anybody by still wearing our leg and arm armor and our shield and our sword is beyond me. But it's whatever. So let's go and talk to people. I preach the teachings of Azema, the warden. Hast thou come to partake of the honey of her wisdom? Azema is keeper of the sun and goddess of inquiry. All is laid bare beneath her light, the light of her divine countenance. Open thy heart to this light, needy child, and thou shalt want for naught till the end of days. So he had nothing to do for us. How about this guy over here? You are? Another refugee by the look of you. The immortal flames have neither work nor coin for your like. Be gone and see to it you don't make a nuisance of yourself. Alright, so he didn't have any work for us. The other one might be in here. Yeah. Her name is Ermagerd. God damn it. Greetings, good madam. Is there aught I might assist you with? Oh, I don't believe there is. I'm afraid our wares are very expensive. Mayhap you should rejoin your fellows at the out at the pond north of Sandgate. So she wouldn't trust us with expensive product. I think the next one is up. Alright, here's the next one. I was about to get to the good part. Looking for work, you say? Sorry, but we don't have any openings. Now get out of here so I can finish my story. Well, fuck you. What is it? Gods, not again. Look, being poor doesn't give you the right to pester whomsoever you like. Why don't you keep with your own kind by that muddy pond of yours at Drybone? I mean... and nobody here is really friendly, are they? But we did the job. I did the job. Thancred just kind of stood here. You have quite a knack for being a nuisance, Foxy. The camp is abuzz with talk of newly arrived vagrants. And though we were unable to attract our wayward transgressor, we were able to learn that the poor have a commune by the pond north of Sandgate, to the east of here. The eyes of the authorities do not reach that place, rather ideal for spiriting away hapless souls. Let us go there and wait for the kindly priest to come and offer us aid and comfort. Needless to say, you'll need to remain in disguise. So we can't take these stupid slops off yet. Alrighty, here's Thancred, and hey, now he's dressed the part. Man, this place really is a bit of a mud hole, isn't it? Fine day for catching false priests, wouldn't you say? It sure is. You look absolutely smashing, Foxy, positively dressed for deception. All that's left then is to wait for our quarry to appear. Oh, you poor unfortunate souls, this is no way for men to live, no way at all. Who are you? What do you want? Be at ease, child, for I mean you no harm. I am a priest of the Order of Naldthal, and I come to offer you succor. This leaflet bears the teachings of Nald. Trust to them, and they will surely set you free of from the shackles of... penury? That's a word. A tempting offer, but I'm afraid I must decline. On account of that atrocious performance, you would have made a god's awful mummer, Ungust. Hey, it's him. What? How did you know? You bastards tricked me. Please don't hurt me. I was only doing it to protect my people. Is that so? Do continue. Very well. I'm a man of the Golden Bazaar, raised there, if not born. Some moons ago, the Amalja raid began. They would appear sudden as a sandstorm and plunder and pillage at will. Our defenders couldn't stand against them, few as they were. Everyone lived in fear. I wanted to save my people, but being a merchant was all I knew. And so I did the only thing a merchant could. I approached the Amalja in hopes of brokering a deal. In return for sparing the Golden Bazaar, they made demands. Outrageous ones. Demands? Of what kind, pray tell? First of all, they wanted the schedule for crystal shipments from the Nanawa mines. For this, I bribed one of the workers to leak me the information. Next, they wanted me to bring them people. So I posed as a priest to lure in the vulnerable and give them over to the Amalja. I didn't have a choice. Protecting one's home is a noble thing, but at the cost of innocence? You could have sought the aid of the immortal flames, yet you did not. I suspect you are not telling me the full story. What made you sell out your own people? Speak. Was good. What did you say? The coin was good, I said. I could sell mole meat for a score of lifetimes and not even see a fraction of what the Amalja pay me. You sacrificed innocence so that you could line your own pockets. Words fail to express the contempt I feel for you. Spare me your contempt. If you want to blame someone for the mess the world's in, then blame yourselves or the gods. Ugh, not you again. Were you the one leaking the Immortal Flame's patrol routes to the enemy as well? Spit it out. No, I know nothing about that, I swear. At this stage, I'm rather disinclined to believe aught that leaves your mouth, but no matter. There'll be time enough to learn the truth. Ugh. Foxy, be a dear and take word of these developments to Minfilia, would you? I shall prize everything I can out of this filth. The abductees are still out there somewhere. Our foremost priority is to rescue them. Alright, let's put our other gear back on. Yeah, there we go. Alright, we're heading back to Horizon so we can go back to the Waking Sands. I apologize if I sound a bit more nasally than usual. I actually just woke up not too long ago. Getting some recording in before work. Welcome back, Foxy. I am pleased that you and Thancred have been getting along. I see. You've done well to uncover the truth. My thanks for the report. As Thancred said, we must ascertain where the abducted were taken, and none but the Amalja know the answer. Suffice it to say, they will not willingly part with this information. I fear blood will be spilled before all is said and done. I mean, that was kind of inevitable. Though we seek a peaceful solution to the Primal problem, we must needs be ready to fight for our cause. That you might take to the field suitably prepared, I would have you meet with a goblin acquaintance of mine. His name is Mutamix Bubblypots, and he is a scholar of no small repute. Mutamix is renowned for having introduced a revolutionary method of enhancing equipment to Eorzea. The knowledge of this method was once a closely guarded secret, but thanks to Mutamix and his students, it has now been disseminated to the great benefit of all the realm. It would serve you well to acquire an understanding of the process. For this purpose, I shall lend you a blade. Take it to Mutamix and bid him to use it to demonstrate his craft to you. Mutamix is ever to be found at his camp in central Thanalan, a place known as the Bonfire. Look for a pillar of smoke, and the way will become clear. If I'm not mistaken, this is where they show you how to do materia forging? Which, I'll be honest, is not something I do very often when I'm just leveling up. Alright, here's Mutamix, or Mutamix, however you say it. Who is Uplander come to tent ring of Mutamix Bubblypots? Here, have a dagger. Fighty Tools drinks an airy self. When full of airy self, Fighty Tool changes to Stony Shine, name of materia. If materia join with other Fighty Tool, then Big Eyes, Fighty Tool gains power of airy self. Mutamix is reckoning that Uplander is friend of Minfilia. Yes, tongue flaps reach ear of Mutamix with fastness. Minfilia wants Uplander to see power of materia. Uplander brings fighty tool to Mutamix, yes? Fighty tool is unstrung as eating tool. Make good teachy show of power of materia. The materia, master. Now eyes of Uplander point at fighty tool, yes? Materia join with fighty tool. Fighty tool gains power of materia. Fighty tool reborn. Here, Uplander, take fighty tool to Minfilia. Materia, strictly speaking, is a kind of crystal. It was created by drawing out the etheric constituents from a piece of equipment and then crystallizing them. Not just any old equipment will serve, mind you, it must have sufficient spirit bond, that being a measure of how fully an item has been imbued with its owner's spirit. When you attach a piece of materia to gear, you imbue the host item with its power. That's how Master Mutamix turned that dagger of yours from something that would have struggled to cut steak into a weapon worth wielding. Uplander wishes to be joiner of materia, then Uplander best fill brain case with knowings of crafty making. With knowings of crafty making, Uplander can become joiner of materia. If Uplander wants brain case to rattle with knowings of materia, Uplander best trade tongue flaps with learning ones of Mutamix. So basically, if you want to be able to meld materia yourself, then you need to go through some quest lines with these guys. Otherwise, I believe one of these people can just do it for you, but again, I really don't do it for low-level gear. It's just not worth it. At least in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. And maybe I'll even do it, just for the sake of it. Okay, we're back. Welcome back, Foxy. I trust your visit to the bonfire proved fruitful. Yeah, it sure did. Ah, what a remarkable difference a single piece of materia can make. Granted, the skills needed to manipulate the substance are not easily acquired, but one need only look upon the results to realize such efforts are worthwhile. As I'm sure you're aware, the quality of one's equipment can be the difference between victory and defeat. Materia may well give you the edge you need, Foxy, so make it your ally. Now it is time we discuss the matter of your next mission. Pray speak with me when you're ready to begin. Maybe I will mess with some materia stuff. Considering I'm a tank, I'm kinda gonna need all that extra HP and stuff. Word has arrived from Thancred concerning our ongoing investigation. It appears he was able to extract some information from our friend Ungust, the false priest. He revealed that he is due to meet with the Amalja to discuss their dealings. The Immortal Flames believe that the meeting will present an ideal opportunity to ambush and capture the Amalja responsible for the abductions, and so they mean to have Ungust attend as planned. As the Amalja are anticipated to offer fierce resistance, the Immortal Flames have requested our full support. I would have you provide it to them, Foxy. Thancred is presently attending to another matter, but will join you as soon as he is able. Until such time as he does, you will be the Scion's sole representative on the ground. Before he left, he bade me to tell you to save some for him. Such is his confidence in you, a confidence I share. When you have made ready, pray take yourself to Camp Drybone and report to the Flame Sergeant leading the mission. May you walk in the light of the crystal. Back to Drybone. Is he in here? He sure is. Oh hey, it's Growling Bunny again. Ah, your Foxy Games of the Scions. My thanks for coming, friend. We're stronger for your assistance. Allow me to brief you on the mission. Our objective is to capture Amalja and prize from them the whereabouts of the abductees. The lizard men aren't aware that their man Ungust has been exposed. When they come to the rendezvous point to meet the traitor, we'll spring the trap. Owing to the clandestine nature of the mission, we can deploy only a small contingent. Every member must count, and so we requested the aid of the Scions. The rendezvous will take place at the Invisible City. Please make your way there and lie in wait. We stand to learn much and more of the Amalja plot if the mission succeeds, Foxy. Let us make sure that it does. I agree. Let's get going. Ah, this place is filled with imps. By the way, if you walk behind enemies, they won't attack you, because they can't see you. Which is interesting. Ah, fuck you. Didn't quite get behind that one. Alright, now we wait. I hate your hair. Is the bait in place? Our man is in position, sir. Good. We make our move as soon as the Amalja appear. Yes, sir. Whoa! What is the meaning of this? Wait, something's amiss. Oh, there are way more of them than we thought. Oh god, the soldiers too. I'm afraid your little ambush ends here. I eluded the immortal flame's clutches for moons before finally being caught. Did you not wonder how I managed it? 'Twas almost as if someone was feeding him information from the inside. Ah, your every movement was known to me ahead of time. Now, as much as I'd love to chat for a while, I have appointments to keep. They're all yours. Time to fight. Alright, I'm gonna fight some of the other guys, smaller guys. So we were betrayed by one of the immortal flames. Why would he betray his people? Well, probably for money, just like Ungust. Let's take out these rangers. Kill this one too. That way everybody can focus on the big guy. Ah, there's more of them. Oh well, they'll take care of them. Never mind, he's after me. Thancred, where are you? I need a dashing rogue to come in and save me. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we're very heavily outnumbered here. Put up your weapon, or your comrade's a dead man. Behind you. Well, we're boned. Bring her. The rest of you march. Traitorous scum. And we are captured, but we still have our weapons and armor. For some reason. I fear the Amalja mean to give us their god as an offering. If I must die, then let me die a soldier's death with steel in hand. The Bowl of Embers, the very first trial. Against Ifrit, or Ifrit. I don't know, I always pronounce it Ifrit. And you know what? I'm gonna go into this blind as a tank. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, I've done it as DPS plenty of times, and Ifrit's not too hard. Okay, here we go. That took 10 minutes. That was a little ridiculous, but nobody really wants to do Ifrit. Because at first he's the only trial you can do, and it gets annoying. Lord of the Inferno, hearken to our plea. Lord of the Inferno, deliver us from our misery. O mighty Ifrit, Lord of the Inferno, your humble servants beseech you, grace us with your divine presence. O mighty Ifrit, we bring before you ignorant savages who know not of your godhead. Okay. If it pleases you, Lord, scorch their heathen souls with your cleansing flame and mark them as your own. Bloody hells. Bring those two as well. Ugh. What is going on? This ain't what we agreed. None but servants of Lord Ifrit may behold the rite of summoning. The souls of unbelievers are forfeit. No, spare me, I beg you. Pitiful children of man, by my breath I claim you. Arise once more as my loyal minions, feed my flames with your faith, and all who stand against us shall burn. Oh, mighty Ifrit, my one true God. Your words are my bread. Impossible! By what sorcery do you resist my master's will? So we're the only ones who weren't taken by Ifrit. Could it be? Your soul already belongs to another. Yes, that is the only explanation. Forsooth, thy frail mortal frame can serve as vessel to the blessing of but one. Yet I smell not the taint of another upon thee. The truth of thine allegiance waxeth clear, thou art of the godless blessed's number. The paragons warned of thine abhorrent kind, thine existence is not to be suffered. So basically, because we have the Echo, we cannot be controlled by the Primals. Alright, let's go. Point Ifrit away from the group, so he doesn't do that to them. Shit. Iron Will, please. Come here, please. Oh my god, healer, please. Thank you. Yeah, this fight's not too complicated. Just keep him pointed away from the group and avoid being murdered. And when a flaming nail comes up, you have to kill that, otherwise he wipes the group. Like that, there it is. But that's the DPS's job. It's my job to hold the boss. Because if I had been over by the nail when he did that, he would have hit everybody. Good, they killed the nail. Get out of there! Oh, I'm fucked. Yeah, well, it wasn't that bad. Hey, somebody's limit breaking. Awesome. And we're done. It's like the introductory trial. Another crystal. Pray forgive my lateness. I was delayed by a congregation of Amalja's zealots. I swear each seemed more evangelical than the last. Persistent lot. Damn. Phew. I see the Bloodsworn wasted no time extracting the captives, no less than I'd expect from the Flame General's hand-picked men. As for those two, it is fair to say their hardships have only just begun. They have much to answer for. I feel I owe you an apology, Foxy. Had I known this mission would prove so dangerous, I would have never left you to face it alone. You have been given a veritable baptism of fire. But let us continue this conversation in more agreeable surrounds. Camp Drybone, shall we say? This way, sir. So that was the mighty Ifrit. And what a disappointment he was. The readings are nowhere near what I had anticipated, even taking Uldan interference into account. You should know better than to rely upon 5-year-old data left by the 7th Legion. Nor can we expect any form of support from the motherland given the troubles at court. We have only ourselves to rely upon. Ever the pessimist, my dear Livia. Promise me you'll never change. We've wasted enough time here. That meter of yours is too old to give any reading worth a damn. Not that there was aught worth a damn for it to read, but I take your point. I suppose we must content ourselves with the knowledge of that we've achieved our primary objective. And I find that I am troubled by that adventurer's unexpected show of strength. Could such a foe prove a hindrance to our plans? Perhaps, but that is a consideration for another time. You have been given a task. That is your priority. I suggest you treat it as such. Fail to do as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. With allies like that, beware a woman in love. I shall need to be on my best behavior. And we're done. Let's get out of here. Hey, I got commendations. 3 commendations. Nice. I even got an achievement for it. Let's go talk to Thancred. Ah, there you are, Foxy. Come, rest a while. You will have no better opportunity. After witnessing their god's ignominious defeat, the Amalja will be less inclined to risk our wrath. For a time, at least. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, I was in the process of apologizing. I do hope you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use to you or the abductees. They may be whole of body, but the same cannot be said for their minds. For once a man is tempered. But it ill suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst all our misfortunes, there is still reason to rejoice. Ifrit is slain, and by your hand, no less. That is a deed of no ordinary individual, Foxy. Not that I ever thought you were ordinary. On the contrary, I have long suspected that you have the potential to shape the fate of this realm. What can I say? My fine eye for talent remains undimmed. Minfilia will be proud beyond all reckoning when she hears of your deeds. I trust you shan't object to my bearing the tidings to her. That way I can claim to have contributed something to this mission. You, meanwhile, have earned yourself a rest. Take some time to relax and return to the Waking Sands when you're good and ready. We can discuss matters in more detail then. Just don't take too long, will you? The realm's problems won't solve themselves. Back to the Waking Sands. This is just... Remember when I said get used to that? I did say that, right? Ah, the triumphant hero returns. Thancred told us of the news upon his arrival. He is presently in the Solar giving a full report to Lady Minfilia. You should join him at once. You should join them at once. Lady Minfilia is most eager to see you. Yay, and I get a wrist guard. Nice. My late arrival nearly cost Foxy her life. I wasn't there when the Amalja took her prisoner. And I wasn't there when they served her to Ifrit. Yes, by some miracle she survived, but it does not excuse the fact that she never should have had to face such dangers alone. I failed her utterly. Just as I'm failing you all. What's done is done, Thancred. You can ill blame yourself for every... Foxy, it is so good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I had just finished regaling Minfilia with your heroic exploits. Thancred has told me everything. You have done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undeniably great, yet a part of me believes that I had no cause to fear. And now we can put paid to our long investigation. As we suspected, the Amalja undertook both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning their primal Ifrit. Nor is this tale limited to Ul'dah. Similar incidents have been rife in both Limsa Lominsa and Gridania of late. I dare say you've been curious as to how these crimes are linked to the Primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, Primals must consume ether if they are to maintain their presence here, and the stronger they become, the more ether they require. Now, ether exists throughout creation. It flows through all life and permeates the very air that we breathe. Alas, this alone will not suffice to sustain the likes of Ifrit. Nay, he and his kind require a more concentrated source of ether. Crystals. It is for this reason that incidents involving crystals can often be traced back to a primal. Which leaves us with the why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well with the world, the primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of ether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon toward which a primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is this coming together, or etheric coalescence, which grants the being's physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give, and in order to gain more power, they do not scruple to create followers. They do this by tempering mortals, a process to which you yourself were subjected. Yet even as Ifrit took your comrades in his thrall, you alone remain unaffected. That is thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. We know not the why of it, but those blessed with the echo are immune to primal influence. It is as though a greater power protects us. When you first came to us, I told you that the echo would be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. I trust you now begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning. Such elaborate designs are a new development, and one which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. While I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief at your safe return. The immortal flames assured me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. We may rest easy for a time. I suggest you take full advantage of the respite. You may be sure it won't last long. Once the people learn the identity of the hero who failed Ifrit, I fear you will have nary a moment to yourself. Whether she intended to or no, Minfilia neglected to tell you something. Something I think it would be best if you heard from one of us. It concerns the tempered abductees that were rescued. I am sorry to report that all are to be put to death, the flames with whom you were imprisoned included. Needless to say, this information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were any other recourse, but once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends strength to the Primal whom he cannot choose but worship. And so we Scions continue our fight, but no more innocents need be sacrificed. I hope that you will continue to stand with us, Foxy. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the losses his people suffered. Till next time. Gods forgive me. How many more lives? Louis would never have allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. Oh, Thancred, you did whatever you could, as, an NPC. Let's put on our new wrist guards, which we can't see. And what the hell, let's get the next quest. Until not so very long ago, you were but one of the many adventurers seeking to make their way in Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Thancred that the Scions would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the Primal Ifrit. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in so doing. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you'll soon discover. We have guests, Foxy, or rather, you have guests. Beg pardons. Oh dear. Lady Minfilia, radiant as always. I am given to understand that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Limsa Lominsa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Foxy, your recent exploits have garnered you the attentions of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. That they have is evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Foxy's deeds spread so quickly. That the immortal flame should know of her triumph is to be expected, but what of the other Grand Companies? Eep. Oh, Tataru. She was bragging. Your reputation precedes you, Mistress Games. Oh god, I should have picked a better name. 'Tis no ordinary woman who can face a primal and emerge the victor. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of valiant women such as you. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Twelves Wood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Mistress Games. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. Why, even before you aided us against the Amalja and their dread Primal, yours was always already a respected name in Ul'dah. Our people know you and love you well. A woman of your talent belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said you have the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. It is only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of Limsa to the shores of glory. God, just... there's so much dick-sucking going on here. Lady Minfilia. Very well. Though I am quite sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation would help clarify your thoughts on the matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are an all-encompassing organizations empowered to call upon martial, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently 3 such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Limsa, the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a Grand Company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may prove useful to you in your other endeavors. If you're agonizing over which Grand Companies best deserve your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day does not need to be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you are entitled to do so, and yet I concede that it is no small choice you face. A thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall that the 3 city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I am given to understand that the leader of each Grand Company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. You are as wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Very well. Let Foxy hear our leaders speak, then return here with her decision. We eagerly await your answer. Oh, Tataru. I know full well that adventurers are by their nature a liberty-loving breed, and not best suited to the disciplines of military service. But I strongly urge you to join a Grand Company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Foxy, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that great power is wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet however vigilant you are but one woman. In the midst of a Grand Company, however, you will be one woman amongst many, a friend among friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. The Grand Companies seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. Eorzea is changing, Foxy, and you have the power to help shape it anew. None can say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now, it is time you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She will apprise you as to where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. Tataru, I'm pretty sure I've said it both ways, and I'm gonna flip-flop about it throughout this entire playthrough. So now we get to go talk to our adorable little secretary and see what we're gonna do next. Here she is. I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Foxy. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly, and often, to a few too many people. Next time I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the Remembrance services are taking place. If all goes to plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of the 3 services, and the Elder Seed Seer Kane Senna will deliver her address at Miketo's Amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all of the parties involved, it's possible that the order of the services may change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Ul'dah, where Flame General Rabban Alden will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored that there's to be a special guest. How exciting. Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom in Limsa Lominsa, where the Maelstrom Chief Admiral Meryl will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the sentry, Xanthiel, and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go. I hope you find the Remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order, though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell. Oh, so in other words, you can go to them in whatever order you friggin' want to, but you know what, we'll follow Tataru's advice. We'll head to Gridania. Alright, here we are at Miketo's Amphitheater. And we click this spot on the ground. Hooray. Do we get voice acting here? I sure fucking hope so.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The 3 Seed Seers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization. And soon, they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seed Seer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Carteneau. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost, As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk the high roads without fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity, we must think of the children!
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the
For all
forest.
the elementals!
If you'll permit me, Alfino. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
There went the voice acting. The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. The Ixal are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition and want to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians, until recently that is. Alas, they have grown aloof, a change observed at roughly the time they summoned their primal Ramu. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixal ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelveswood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager. Meanwhile, the Ixal will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to all-out war. And when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them? Yeah, I have to say, it is so jarring to hear what his original voice actor was like. I was so used to what he sounds like from Heavensward and onward. Apparently he either changed the way he talked or changed voice actors. 'Cause, my god, that was jarring as fuck.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanamo herself!
And Roban as well!
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore.
Hurrah! Rauban!
Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold. Where by the grace and glory of Nalthal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Carteneau, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Ul'dah stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Ul'dah, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Ul'dah. As Ul'dah prospers, so shall her people.
Ya for Ul'dah!
Together we are one.
Your grace.
Raoban? People of Ul'dah, I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah. Yet those who measured that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Ul'dah, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn! Forsooth?
The time is now!
I fancy meeting you again.
Hey, we lost the voice acting again. The Uldans have a long history of conflict with the Amalja, the beast tribe that worships the Primal Ifrit. Judging by your look of distaste, I take it you have encountered them. The Uldans do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. Shut up, phone. So they have dealt with Ifrit so far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past few years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Ul'dah has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Amalja are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Uldans send their forces in to smite the Primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition that they cannot well sustain. Small wonder, then, that the Immortal Flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventurer of your experience would be a most welcome addition to their ranks. For their sake, I hope the Flame General's words struck a chord with you. They seem a bit more impressed with the flames than they do about the Order of the Twin Adder, that's for sure. Alright, last but not least, Limsa Lominsa.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. 700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The Crimson Field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the Black Longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners, and together we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Carteneau. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage, yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin have risen?
While the mines of Ogomoro spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all!
Long live the Admiral!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the 7 hells, Admiral!
Fancy meeting you again.
As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa is plagued by two beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Leminzan's backyard. And that is to say naught of the internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions, and while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Leminzans are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched in a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. So they didn't have much to say about these guys. But either way, my mind was made up before we even started this quest. I have done Maelstrom for both of my other characters. Oh. Foxy, this is Minfilia. You're well, I hope? Would I be correct in thinking that the final Remembrance service has now concluded? A moment ago, what a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies. Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. She's getting sick of them. What a surprise. I have done Maelstrom for both of my other characters, so I think I'm gonna go Immortal Flames this time. Welcome back, Foxy. Were the Grand Company leader's words as illuminating as you had hoped? Aye, each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Foxy. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the Grand Company officers your answer. Oh, there's some shit going on. Oh, it's these two again.
The gods only know what Grand Company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called Remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral Era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alize, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I need to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you!
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
God, Alice's voice is even more jarring. The one she gets later is way better. Anyway, we're gonna pick the Immortal Flames this time. Welcome back, adventurer. I take it General Relbon's words kindled a fire within you. Yeah, sure. Excellent. I feared that the incident with the traitor might have soured your opinion of us. It gladdens me to see that this isn't the case. But before we can count you as one of our own, you must be formally inducted into our ranks. Please proceed to the Hall of Flames and identify yourself to the personnel officer. I will notify him of your coming. With your strength joined to ours, we shall surely prevail over our enemies, be they beastmen or Imperials. Alright, here we are. And the good thing about joining the Flames is that their hall is right over here. There we go. That's some cool looking armor. Looks like the first dungeon set for high level. Well, not high level. It was high level at the time. Not you. There we go. What brings you to the Hall of Flames this evening, adventurer? My name is Foxy Games, and I believe you're expecting me. Yeah, let's be proud. Ah, I thought as much. You are just as our man at the Waking Sands described. How did he tell you? They must have link pearls. It is an honor to meet you, madam. Now, in order to formalize your... Sir! Speak, Private. Imperial, sir. They fired on a High Wind Skyways airship. Scout says she's coming down to the west, near Horizon's Edge. Bloody hells, of all the times for this to happen. Foxy, there's no time for formalities. The Immortal Flames need your help now. We're in the midst of a large-scale operation against the Amalja, and we have no one to spare in Western Thanalan. You must get to that ship before the Garleans do. If there are any survivors, see to it they do not come to further harm. Now go. I forgot about this quest. Alright, let's go to Horizon again. Alright, well, that ship doesn't look too worse for wear, to be honest. Let's talk to this dude. Uh-oh. Oh, good. Thank you, Coblin. An adventurer. What are you doing out here? No, wait. Let's find some cover first. You're in cover! Well, I guess a rock is better. The Immortal Flame sent you? How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform. Are you alright, sir? Our scouts reported an attack on your craft. We've come to rescue you. Foxy Games, yes? Glad to have you with us. Well, that was convenient. I've not seen a craft of this design before. That traitor Garland has been busy. The secrets of Magitech are ours by right. They are not to be squandered upon the savages of this land. Uh-oh. We're taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it if you must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. They mean to take the ship back to Castrum Meridianum along with your friend. Wedge, you have to help him. That fool of a Lalafell was hiding inside the tiny Bronco. Nice looking ship, though not the best place to have taken shelter, I agree. It's the first airship we've built since the Calamity, the first since Master Garland, well, since he went missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight, and she was soaring, she really was, till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. We attack on my command. Kill them quickly and save the Lalafell if possible. Is that clear, Foxy? Yep, sure is. Show them what becomes of those who play with fire. Charge! I mean, do we have to save the Lalafell? We're under attack! To arms! Ah, 4 Eorzeans are as good as twice as many Imperials. Holy shit, spell effects. You know what? I'm gonna start killing these other guys first. Oh, here comes a big old Magitech armor. Who's healing them? Oh, he is. Asshole. Alright, this guy's about dead. Come on. Stop healing yourself, you prick. Take care of the archers. Well, one of the flames just got killed. But he was only a Lalafell, so who fucking cares? Oh, it's running away. What? Oh. Really? Really, my dude? That was stupid. Incredibly stupid. Hey, it's dead. Finally. Biggs! Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed with the ship. That was a close one. Too damn close. So, how's she look anyway? The auxiliary propeller is a dead loss, but I think we can wring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications and we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. The Imperials will come looking for their scouts, but we can defend this position until the engineers leave. You should go, Foxy. You still have unfinished business to attend to at the Hall of Flames. You're not quite one of us yet, though anyone who'd seen you in action today would be forgiven for thinking otherwise. I just wanted to say sorry, you know, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Huh. Seriously, though, if it hadn't been for you and the Immortal Flame lads here, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I'm in your debt, friend. We both are. Wedge. Thank you. We're very grateful. Yeah, whatever. Fucking potatoes. Alright, let's go back to Ul'dah. I mean, if they didn't want to let me in now, that would be pretty fucked up. Here we are. Well, that's an outfit. Heh. Welcome back, Foxy. Word of your deeds in the field reached me not long ago. Exemplary service. Rest assured that the Garland Ironworks engineers are fine. They were able to get their vessel back in the air before Imperial reinforcements arrived. Your willingness to assist us in such short notice is to be commended. Clearly, your reputation is well deserved. Now then, I believe we have some unfinished business. Shall we continue where we left off and induct you into the Immortal Flames? Yeah, let's do that. What should I pick? The belt or the ear cuffs? Yeesh, my earrings. They definitely need some replacing, so we'll do those, I think. Yeah, they're a little bit better, and I need to get my item level up. Not that it really matters too much at this point, but, you know, try and replace the shittiest stuff first. No, fucking, come on. There we go. Alright, we'll induct ourselves into the Immortal Flames. Are you ready, Foxy? Then let us begin. Foxy Games, you stand poised to enter a sacred trust. The flames of Ul'dah burn bright, casting a light where there is dark and purging evil wheresoever it lurks. We are ever ready to meet the nation's enemies in battle, be they beastmen, Garleans, or worse. At a word from the Flame General Relban Alden, we would gladly lay down our lives to maintain the peace and prosperity of Ul'dah. To join our ranks, you must forsake all other nations. Only then may you commit yourself to the fire and be reborn as an immortal flame. Burn as one of us, Foxy Games, and together we shall chase the darkness from Ul'dah. Will you swear an oath to mark this occasion? I will follow the Flame General into death, because Relban's actually pretty cool. Ha! The Flame General would lead the van in every battle if he could. 'Twouldn't surprise me if you had the chance to fight by his side one day. Very well, your resolve is plain. Foxy Games, I hereby confer upon you the rank of Flame Private 3rd Class. Welcome to the Immortal Flames, Private. May you fight to the last for coin and country. Can you hear me, Foxy? This is Minphelia. An officer of the Immortal Flames contacted me with the news of your enlistment. My congratulations. Congratulations? Congratulations. Goddamn. I have no doubt that you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you are now a Flame of Ul'dah, you are no less a Scion. Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting. Alright. Alright, so we're Grand Company, we can get gear, we can give them gear to get points and stuff. And of course, if you want to get higher rank, you can ask for a promotion. But you need to have a certain number of company seals, which are gotten by doing fates. So I can't really do that yet. And I can't hand them over unusable gear yet because I'm not high enough rank to do so. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is not head back to the Waking Sands, but we're going to go and get ourselves a ride, and by that I mean we're going to get our first chocobo, but we're going to do that in the next episode. So, until the next time, my name is Foxy Games, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.